PK in the universe, and I am back again with another Evercade video. And today we're here to talk about 5 ways Blaze could ruin Evercade. I don't actually think Blaze is going to ruin Evercade. I think it's pretty unlikely. I think they're doing a really great job. I'm obviously a fan of Evercade products. I have made several Evercade videos giving my honest opinions about the products or the things the company does. And I want to talk about 5 things that I think potentially, if they were to be implemented, could hurt Blaze if they ever did choose to go these particular routes in regards to the Evercade, Evercade VS, Evercade EXP, etc. All the Evercade related products, whether it be the cartridges or all that stuff. I want to talk about 5 ways Blaze could actually ruin Evercade. So here we go. First up, we got, what if Blaze made an Evercade Go? You know, kind of like, a PSP Go, But this is obviously not a PSP Go. I don't actually have a PSP Go. It's an all-digital PSP. An all-digital Evercade portable console, I think, would not be a good idea. And the reason I don't think it would be a good idea is because there's a lot of people who buy the Evercade products, whether it be the Evercade, Evercade VS, EXP, etc., who buy it to play physical games and to collect physical games. Collecting physical games is a huge part of Evercade products. Blaze has always said they remain very committed to physical cartridges, though in the recent Evercade EXP, I've talked about how there's going to be Capcom games that are going to be preloaded into the Evercade, and this upset like 5 people, honestly. But, there are some other obviously Evercade fans and enthusiasts who buy the Evercade products for physical games because people want to collect physical games. Physical game collecting is a huge part of the Evercade community and the Evercade ecosystem, the Evercade culture, whatever you want to call it. So if there was an Evercade all-digital console, I think I could see that rubbing people the wrong way. Plus, there's plenty of digital-only consoles already out there. For example, I have an Abernac 351V. I don't actually need another digital console, honestly. So I think, honestly, that could hurt Blaze overall and, could upset a lot of customers if they chose to go that route. Limited company special editions, limited run games, special reserve games, you name it. A company that sells games in limited quantities. What if Blaze decided to allow one of these companies to make games, to make limited edition versions of maybe indie heroes or whatever? It would really rub some people the wrong way. Me personally, it would rub me the wrong way. I've had a lot of issues, and I've been waiting 600 days for my Scott Pilgrim vinyl from Limited Run Games, so I don't have the highest opinion of all limited run companies necessarily. Plus, the whole point of collecting Evercade games is to collect affordable cartridges. These are all $20 retail price, at least in the United States. I understand they're like $30 in Canada, and I don't know, what is it, like $17.99 in British pounds or whatever. I don't know exact prices of every single Evercade cart out there, but there are supposed to be affordable cartridges. These are not supposed to be $35.99 carts or $60 cartridges. They're supposed to be affordable. Affordability and collectability are a huge factor when it comes to collecting for Evercade. So a limited company, I honestly think, making Evercade carts could hurt, the perception or the opinions of people who come to Blaze to buy these affordable Evercade carts. If all of a sudden there's special editions, there's a special $100 version of Always Awakening or something dual pack, Always Awakening Cathedral dual pack, yeah. I could see that rubbing people the wrong way because there's a lot of people who are thrifty. Evercade, to me, is all about affordable gaming. And that's why I like the Evercade cartridges. I like that I can get like something like the Renovation Collection, which has a bunch of very expensive Sega Genesis games in one $20 cartridge that just I pop it in, it works. I can play these awesome Sega Genesis games on one single cart. It just works, and I like that. So if I found out all of a sudden they were gonna make limited versions or limited run, or somebody was making their cartridges, that would really rub me the wrong way. Now you could come at me with, be like, well, PK, what about the Evercade special editions? Yeah, and those are made by Blaze. The special, the black Evercade or whatever, all the black Evercades actually are, the founders editions or whatever. They're all made by Blaze. We expect that. There's always going to be that collector who's got to have that black version. I get it. But at the same time, they're not having some other company doing it. That's the thing that makes it different, in my mind at least, is that they're not, contracting it out. They're not trying to, they're not trying to do scarcity mindset in that regard as far as the games. I don't care about, what console I play. I don't care if I have a white console or a black console. Yeah, it'd be cooler to have a black console because I'm more like, is the color I like. But at the end of the day, I care about the fact that I can play the games because it's all about the games. It always has been for me all about the games. I like the games because, again, they're collectible, affordable, and accessible. So if all of a sudden there's a $100 version of a game that's not accessible, then yeah, it's going to rub me the wrong way and I'm going to refuse to buy it because I'm the type of gamer who votes with his wallet. I'm a collector and a gamer who votes with his wallet. So I obviously would not buy something like that, but it would rub me the wrong way. So yeah, that's one thing I think could absolutely hurt Blaze if they all of a sudden got into bed with some limited collector, company. I think that would not be a good thing. And I don't think they would. I really don't. Especially since they have such a good relationship with Funstock, and Funstock makes a lot of products and stuff. I don't see them going to do business with Limited Run or anybody like that. So that's that one. That was kind of a long one, honestly. Up next, going disc-based for a future console. Could they do that? I mean, discs are pretty cheap, honestly. But I think also, you got to worry about things like piracy. It depends on what kind of disc they went with. Here's the thing. At the end of the day, cartridges are king, right now. People love collecting Nintendo Switch games because they're small and honestly, they just are super collectible, which is, I think, part of the reason people also like to collect for Evercade because Evercade uses cartridges. Cartridges are king. It wouldn't make a lot of sense for Blaze to use discs, CDs or DVDs or Blu-rays or Ultra Blu-rays, like the 4K ones. I don't see them ever going that route. And also, discs are scratchable. Obviously, Blu-rays and 4K Blu-rays aren't very scratchable, but I think that would be a bad idea. And I don't think they'll do that. I don't think they would ever consider doing that. And I think a lot of it has to do with piracy, I think would be a lot easier. And I don't think that's something they're interested in. Yeah, I don't ever see them going disc-based in a future console. And I would hope they wouldn't do that. Lowering the standard of quality of games. I talked earlier about, could Evercade have an all digital console? And of course, I made a video about could Evercade go all digital? And I think it would be still really great if Evercade had a digital store, but that was, very quality controlled, not like itch.io. I love itch.io. Itch.io is freaking awesome. There's so many amazing games, but honestly, it's like, digging through trash with a tiny spoon, honestly, to find the good stuff. You don't even have a big shovel, to shovel that trash away. It goes back to like that other video I also made about is Evercade shovelware. I think personally, based on the games I've played, yeah, there are some games that are not my personal taste, that don't interest me, but there are mostly good games that are playable games on the Evercade. But I could totally see if they started going down in quality, that could hurt Blaze as a company is and hurt the reputation of the Evercade. Though there's some people probably do have different tastes who maybe think Blaze's quality of games isn't good. I'm not one who personally feels that way. I actually like the quality of games I have played on my Evercade system. But they could start letting, maybe lesser quality games end up on an Evercade card. And if it happens too many times, I could see that would rub people the wrong way and people might be less and less interested. It goes back to my friend Simon Stevens and I were talking about the Commodore collection. You know, he said some of these games were poor quality games. And I don't know that for a fact because I've obviously not played those games. So I would have to judge that for myself. Evercade is all about discovery, of course, and discovering new games and different games. So, yeah, and some of those games I thought looked good, and then there's some that's like, yeah, I don't know about those games. So, yeah, I think Blaze definitely needs to focus on getting the highest quality games possible on Evercade. And I think they are doing that as far as I can see. But if they did stop doing that, if they started just letting anything on the platform, that would be bad. And I absolutely think would hurt the Evercade brand. So that's something I would hope they would not do. And finally, I think the next one is rely too heavily on gimmicks. Is tape mode a gimmick? Is it actually called tape mode? It's actually not called tape mode at all. I keep calling it tape mode, thinking somebody in the comments section will correct me. It's actually pronounced Tay mode. I think it's Japanese, I want to say. And nobody ever corrects me. Nobody ever takes the bait. So that's also a gimmick on my part, calling it tape mode. I should just actually call it vertical mode, because that's what it really is. I think that could be construed by some people as a gimmick. It's a great feature, though, of the Evercade EXP. Now, here's the thing. Tay mode, vertical mode, whatever you want to call it, is not that special, okay? I'm sorry, but it's on a lot of different systems. Like I said, it's on my PSP. It's on, what is it, the Atari Lynx. It's on that. You know, having that vertical mode is cool. I had somebody the other day was like, oh, Blaze should make a TV that has vertical mode. And it's like, those have been around for quite a long time. I'm like, what? But I could see how people could construe vertical mode as like a gimmick or whatever. I think it's going to play great with a lot of different games. But yeah, I don't, as long as they don't get too like deeply wrapped up in weird gimmicks and stuff, I think they should be fine, honestly. And I don't think Tay mode, vertical mode, whatever you want to call it, is a gimmick, but I could see the perspective of some people would be like, man, they're really overselling the Tay mode, the vertical mode, big time, you know, as if it's like this amazing thing that no company ever did before. So I get it from that perspective. Yeah, overall, I think Blaze personally is going in a good direction with their console. Yeah, I mean, there was a little bit of dust up from like 5 or 10 people about the Capcom games being on the EXP exclusive or whatever, but I think it was a good way of advertising to people who aren't already in the Evercade ecosystem. Like, hey, we got some legitimate Capcom games. Come on over. Come to Evercade. You know, I totally get that perspective and why they did that. I mean, I think that was their only option. But yeah, I just think it's good what they're doing right now. I think they're headed in a great direction. But yeah, I think they need to be careful. So do I think the guys over at Blaze will take this video seriously? I don't know. I don't care. I mean, I thought these were some good topics that I thought were worth bringing up. And if they do take these topics seriously, more power to them. That's awesome. So that's what I got. That's what I got for this video right here. What are your guys' thoughts? Are there some things you think Blaze should never do as a company in regards to Evercade products? Comment below. I would love to hear what you have to say. Thank you so much for watching and stay awesome in this universe. Thanks. Bye.